G'day guys, welcome to Jose's guides on how to do visions as a demon hunter, which is like, probably not a guide really, but how to do visions in general and what to watch out for. Basically, as you see me just speed through my demon hunter because demon hunters are bullshit and I'm disgustingly overpowered and everything basically dies in front of me. So what I'm looking for at the moment, I'm looking for these crystals, okay? These crystals can spawn in a large variety of areas. I think it's only 6 areas on the map and you just gotta, make sure you find them all to hand them in for some epic mementos. So what I'm going to do here is, this is on a 15 cape, so don't be too worried if you're unable to do this. Like, this is how you do, like, basically a full vision run, and to do it as quickly as possible, which is not what I'm doing at the moment, as these mobs do, take a bit of damage on me at all. So, we're going to go through here for this run. This is Orgrimmar. Orgrimmar is one of the visions that you do. Stormwind will be next week. So I'm just going through the bank here. So, as you see here, the first two, there was one at the bank and one at the general store to the left. So, basically, there's 2 crystals per area, so there's only 2 crystals. So as soon as you find a second crystal, you don't have to really find any more crystals in these areas. So generally what I do here is I pull these guys pretty early on because these guys will be a prick later on, and you don't want to lose sanity here generally. And you can interrupt them in many sort of ways. I generally try to make sure everything shout doesn't cast. It's a fear, then they do break spirits, and it can be very, very frustrating because break spirit does hurt for a bit. So anyways, we've got the 2 spirits here. Just getting the chest here as well. I don't have to go down here yet. So what I usually do with the route is I usually go into the tavern to see if Gammon's up. And I think Gammon is not up. So it's most likely going to be the blacksmith that is up. So what we're going to do here, so you see that Naros is indeed up, which is the blacksmith. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kill the shaman here. We're going to grip them all here. Generally, like for most class, only real demon hunters can do this, as demon hunters have basically really good burst AoE. The things that are gripping me in is the endless hunger totem, and I'm just trying to kill it to get rid of it. Now, what we're going to do here is that all these little events that you do in these areas have little benefits. So Naros, for example, will give you 15% damage, okay? So that's why I'm trying to do him quickly. If you do get into like his forge breath or anything like that, you will lose sanity. So what you want to do first, you want to do the left-hand side first, and you want to get rid of the scorpion as well. There's also little fixes that you can see on my left there with the aura power or weak auras. So, fast, slow, soak damage and stuff like that. And soak damage is talking about these sap portals where you have to sit in them to get damage. But as you see here, Smith's strength, we've got an hour to get, 10% extra damage. So next thing up we're going to do is we're going to go to Valley of Spirits. Valley of Spirits is pretty easy, pretty cruisy, and, not much of a consequence here other than Bwemba. Bwemba, if you're at lower Kate levels, Bwemba can potentially ruin your runs, given that Bwemba can burn a bit of sanity as well if you don't kill Bwemba quickly. Now this boss, what you got to do is you just move out the way for Surging Fists and move out the way for Decimator, and that's it. Like, that's pretty much the boss fight. If you move past all these, you should be all Gucci to go, and just very easy here. Now there's also double fixes here on the second tier, which is going to be Worms and Finger. As you see that I got hit by one of the things as well, you're going to watch out for. So basically it's going to be the catapult flames, and the bugs. So the bugs will just go on your screen, and the catapult will just randomly launch you forward at times. As a demon hunter, you can obviously change. You can counter this balance pretty easily, and you can like let most of these things cast. To be honest, like there's no detriment for letting some of these things cast in the end. So what I'm looking for at the meantime down here is making sure that I've got everything ready to go. By the way, guys, if you do jump, it may create a portal behind you, so you got to be very careful as well. So what you want to do here is, first of all, you want to get rid of this, because this will come back to haunt you later. So the reason why we're going behind here is because sometimes a thing can be around here. Also, if you want to counteract the catapult, you can actually glide as a demon hunter. So when it does go off, but it does no damage. So basically up here, generally there is a crystal, and that's what the crystal I was checking for. So now the catapult can launch it either way. With Bwemba, what you want to make sure that you do is that you stun Bwemba and try to kill her before she gets a hex off. As soon as that Curse Lightning casts, it's high probability that next spell will be a hex. Now the reason why I say it's really important to interrupt her is because a hex will put you in a hex daze for about 5 seconds, and it's most likely or not that you're going to get hit during this time. Like, you're going to get hit by certain things that you don't want to get hit by. So anyways, what we're going to do here is we're going to go on a charge, as we got Gift. Now with Gift is a thing in the talent tree, which I'll show later, like after the run, which allows you to have 20 seconds of no sanity loss, and you sprint like a madman. Like, basically your movement speed's quickened and stuff like that, and it's really integral to have. Um, Obviously, you want to do that. You want to get that up right away. You want to get that on. You want to time it as well, because you can see you have an internal cooldown of it as well. It's an internal cooldown of about, I think, 60 seconds. Now, like, the reason why I want it timed in certain areas is that there's certain bosses that will burn your sanity, and it's unavoidable. Like, a lot of these sanity losses are avoidable, other than a certain few, which you will meet later on, but not in this area. In this area, this is probably the easiest area to do. Like, if you need to try to do an up rank zone, I would recommend this area would be the zone that you want to do your, lost zone or forgotten zone or whatever it's called. But that's what you want to do. You want to do it here. This one's probably the easiest, and it's Coronas. And then with the forgotten zones, it's probably this one and Rexar. The main reason why Rexar's really, really hard for beginners is that Rexar will punish you if you fuck up mechanics. Like, will punish you. And a lot of the other areas won't punish you as hard if you do mess up. So that's the main thing here. So a lot of the issues here for other classes will definitely be the amount of damage you can take. And not really for Demon Hunters, since Demon Hunters are probably the most tankiest class. So here, this is where Catapult can be a pain in the bum. Is that Catapult can put you in horrible positions where you're going to have to dodge things, as well as also having your corruption pretty high as well. Also does the same thing, as you saw there, that my tentacles almost got me killed there. Now, so the things I just opened is a mailbox. So the mailbox will contain an elemental, and sometimes can contain the mount Mail Muncher. And I will tell you now that I do not have Mail Muncher, therefore I'm doing it over and over again in all the areas. So generally a crystal can be in here as well. And as a Demon Hunter, you can just glide in and out. Other classes, you're going to have to mount over and see what you can do. So generally there is a crystal around here. I'm just trying to look for it at the moment. It's generally at the blacksmith, but the blacksmith doesn't have it. So just got to check somewhere else, because that's weird. Oh no, the blacksmith does have it. So it's a little nook here. And I'm going to take the bit of damage here to go forward. So I got both chests here as well. So if you guys don't know the chests, there's 2 chests at every wing, except the center wing where there's a 3rd chest. So there's 3 chests at all wings at the entire time. So we're going to go looking down here. So in here, generally the barber store here, you can get a surprise haircut. And if you want a toy, you can go into here and get a surprise haircut. I'm very sure that you do not get it always. There has to be a thing on the table for you to get it. Actually, there it is. So basically, you get a surprise haircut and you get the toy on the table, and your hair's changed, basically. So as you see here, like, my hair is now black and my hair's bald instead. And the goblin basically runs away, okay? So this is the next lost area, which is going to be, I think it's Gyro's. And what we got to do here is a bit different. So Gyro, we got to kill all the mobs here. Also introduce you to 2 new debuffs called Haunting Shadows and Leaden Foot. So, these are 2 new things. Leaden Foot's probably the biggest threat in combination with the Fear. The Fear, you simply move out of it and you're all good to go. And pretty much you can see the Fear pretty easily. So in this area, the little short tip is basically when you get Gift, you go straight to the Void-Sized Hulk, okay? You can even pull the area as well. And basically what you want to do is you want to just beam this area so no one things can kill you. You want to kill this guy right away. You might want to use your cooldowns, use your DPS cooldowns, because if he gets any cast off where you do not have Gift, he will blow your sanity. Like, he will take 60 sanity off you if you're not careful. And, he's already taken 30 sanity off me, and you want to get rid of him as quickly as you can. Because he will burn your sanity, and you've got to be exceptionally careful with him as well. Now, he's one of the ones where you can't, you can't dodge it. You will take sanity loss if you do not have Gift up. So that's why you want to take him out quickly. So we got a few here. So what I'm looking for here is there's 3 of these zones here where you can get the crystal. And the last one's behind here. So what you got to watch out as well, there's also at 50%, one of the things is that figments will spawn around you at 50%. It's just one of the masks that I have on. I'll show you guys the masks later and the debuffs. But it basically, one of the masks, which I'm doing a 5 mask run, of course, is basically making these little figments spawn. And normally if you're doing 5 sets without the masks, this makes it a lot easier. So what we're going to do now is that these new areas have got 1 guy, which is a big problem. As you see here, marked with diamond, this guy's second cast will always be Touch of the Abyss. Touch of the Abyss will hurt you if you let it cast. So basically what you want to do right away is you want to either kill them or interrupt them right away, because you need to get rid of it. You can't let that one cast. If you let it cast, it will murder you and it will murder your sanity as well. Basically, most classes, especially Clothiers as well, if that cast successfully, you are dead. Especially if you got a lot of mobs on you as well. Because it does a fuck ton of damage, like it does enough damage, that it will punish you. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to use one of the abilities which you get the first time you enter a vision, which is going to be the Sanity Orb. So as you see here, it restores my sanity. You'll get this quite early on if you start doing visions when you come back. And, you know, basically it'll be awesome. And you'll get this early on. So this guy, what you got to do is you got to just keep moving. So he'll do the next one soon. And then just dash out like that. Or you can just keep moving as well. So pretty much this boss fight is like you just keep moving overall and keep dodging the shit overall as well. So once you kill him, the last guy comes out, and what you want to do is you want to look for this other crystal as well, which is around here. Alternatively, it can be up a little crate here, like basically it can be up here as well. And I'll show you guys that afterwards. So next up is this boss here. This boss, you just got to be very, very smart with your movement if you are melee. Melee have this boss really, really easy, and range can actually dip in here as well. So what you want to do is you want to dodge to file ground and move. But keep DPS in the boss at the same time. So every time you get a little orb, just move. Okay, just move. So now this is the part where it gets a bit hard. Is you have to stay out as well. And, you know, you have to dodge to file ground. And some points you may, you know, step over over any of your sanity circles, which will hurt you for quite a bit. I'm just forgetting, did I do the mail muncher for this side? So after you're done here, gift doesn't mean much given the fact you have full sanity. You want to go get your mail muncher thing done. So I don't think I did in the end. So I'm going to get that out. So I've also got a fear circle in here, which I saw before. And I'm going to kill this guy to make sure, see if I get my chance at the mail muncher, which is a no. Just in case you guys are wondering if you get mail muncher or not, it will basically, you will loot it basically off the mob. So next up, we're going to go back to the start. And we got Spirit of Wind from Bremba, and we've got the Smith's Strength from the Smith earlier. So what we're going to do now is that since we didn't get everything from the thing, because we only got a certain amount, we're going to go up the right side instead. So the main reason why we didn't clear out the right side earlier is that we're going to go up to it now, and we're going to look for the shard as well. So what we're going to do, first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to pull this, pull the pat, and pull another thing as well. If you got a glimpse there, there's also the guy that we are going to give it to. And now what we're going to do here is we're going to basically start mobbing these guys. Okay, there we go. So one thing I want to check is that sometimes the shard can be here. Yes, can be chilling behind here, and you just got to check that as well before you go down this way, okay? So the main reason why we go down this way is because the shaman's at the back, and I just completely went the wrong way, and the shaman will come to you eventually. Okay, there we go, and there's another thing. So basically what I know now is that the shard can only be in two places, which is in this hut here. Where is it? It's not in here. Oh no, I think I got two shards earlier actually. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I did get the second shard here. Anyways, let's go to the next one. So next one's Garona. And I recommend doing this second. Like, I did this second all the other times before I realized how easy Zekhan's was. But what you want to do here is you want to get in here right away. This guy, you got to be very, very careful of. You want to dodge the first Annihilation Orb, but you don't want to be walking back, okay? Like, you don't want to be walking back from the first orb. So when the orb is casted by this dude, basically you don't want to be walking forward into it because it goes back. So what I mean by going back is that it just goes back into a random area, and it's most likely you're going to get killed if you continue doing it. Either way, we're looking for another odd crystal. There's a lot of odd crystals around here. As you can tell, I sacrificed 6 sanity. So what you want to do here is you want to basically just kill these guys again. As you can see, the Dominator mob is up again, and we got a gift quickly. So what I'm going to do with this gift is I'm not going to go rescue Garona at this moment. I'm going to go and pull the rest of the trash. You eventually have to do this with Garona, but sometimes it's quicker to just do it by yourself. Like, really, really just do it by yourself. So what I got is got the Azurite Beam. I'm going to go up to here and just eliminate the Dominator. And that's going to be like all the trash done. So the reason why I did that really quickly is because gift gives you 100% haste. And I might as well get it out of the way while I'm here. So basically the other crystal will be hidden in one of these areas. As you see the barricade areas that are barricaded up, they don't become free until you start doing Garona. And since we've basically done the entire area and haven't helped up Garona yet, basically we can just do this area very, very quickly here. Like very, very quickly. So as you can see here, basically all these things become active. You have to check this shop first regardless. You can't check any other shop first. And you want to basically check this area for anything in particular. So basically he's going to be dead first off, and then the rest of the guys are going to be alive, I believe. Or at least have one person alive. And you can see basically one of the guys become MC'd by Nzoth, and you can actually kill him before he's able to target you. As you can see here, he's already on 27 health before he even aggresses onto me. So what we're going to do here is you check through here. If there's nothing here, just basically run through. Now we're going to go to the orphanage, and you go check there as well. Now, the crystals, they're in one of these areas. Basically, there's only 2 areas outside they can spawn, and I checked both of them, and none of them were there. So it's got to be in one of these areas instead. So you just got to keep a lookout, as you can see that one of them's here. Now, the reason why I was being very, very cautious is that I've got the catapult thing as well. That I've got to be aware of as well to make sure I don't get knocked into anything. So I think we've got 2 more to open up. No, we got the Kodo high level workers, so let's just got this one to open up. And then we get the next boss. So next boss, there's a few little tricks to this boss. So one trick, which I'm going to show now, is the sitting on the boss itself, okay? So this boss normally casts Void Torrent. You can actually dodge it by sitting on it. If you get catapulted, just basically play it like normal and just run around the room with a Void Torrent. So this guy will do Cries of the Void quite a lot, and he'll give this buff to Thrall at the end of the dungeon, okay? So every big boss you defeat will give a buff to the end boss, which is going to be Thrall. Just in case you have guys that have been paying attention, the last boss of the vision will be Thrall. So basically, every time you kill a boss like that, gives Thrall an extra 25% HP, and it also gives an ability, and that's the ability that Thrall will get, which will be Cries of the Void, which is fortunate because you don't want the other ability being Void Torrent. Otherwise, you're going to have to run around Thrall's room like a chicken with its head cut off, which is probably not ideal. So first off, you get Misha. Misha will make you spawn little pools, which you just got to move away before you lose sanity. And she also does an AoE fear as well, and she gives you 200 thing right off the start. So good start so far. So what you want to do here is you don't want to use that yet. So what you want to do here, you don't want to get see that weaker to my left, the 1 hour fire stun. That's what happens when you get hit with too many poison things. You get stunned for a few seconds. It prevents you from pulling too many mobs in this area. And there's a few mobs that will do this. So you got to just make sure that you don't get 5 out of 5. Otherwise you get knocked back and stunned. And obviously we don't want that. So what you're going to do first of all is, I think there is one here. So what you want to do here, one of the things can spawn to the right or left of these areas, and you want to check that, which it does not. And also there's a little meme here as well. It tells you to obey the Nzoth command board. There's a lot of those memes in this area that are memeing, like, Nzoth and the old gods in particular. So in here, what you want to do is you want to check unders the bridge. There's always one under the bridge for the crystals, and there's one in the AH as well, generally. So what you want to do here is you want to use the I-beam, and basically if you get gift early, it kind of sucks. But you want to save gift for Rexar, because Rexar is the cock block in this area, just in case you guys are wondering. Rexar is probably one of the biggest cock blocks in this area, and he'll be probably your most frustrating part of these runs. Like, not even kidding about this either. He'll be probably the most frustrating part of these runs, where Rexar will essentially ruin your run. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to check in here for a crystal, and good thing we checked in here as well. There's an AH guy here saying that it's still open for business, even though the fact that Nzoth is infected half of Orgrimmar. He's like, we're still in business, we're still in business, we're still in business. So anyway, there's the fear mechanic as well, as I said before. With Gorona's areas, they have the same mechanics as Zekan's areas. With Rexar's areas, they have the same mechanics as Gabra's areas as well. So you got to dodge all that as well. And this guy will also give you 200 sanity. If you want to see like people who will give you sanity, generally it's the gold guys. If you have the talent, if you don't have the talent, well, they just say that this guy is basically a mini boss. It's just a spoiler. But anyways, there we go. And this is what I'm talking about, the stun. This is why you don't want to have it in a really bad location like there, for example. Is not only do you get knocked out, you can potentially die as well. And of course, you don't want to die here. So anyways, what we're going to do here, we're going to verse Rexar. So Rexar's in the Hunter's Hall. So what you're going to do with Rexar, you want to pop Lust and all your cooldowns here. You can either control the fight, or you can basically zerg Rexar down. And given that I'm a Demon Hunter, I choose to zerg Rexar down. And pretty much what you want to do is just basically use Beam, use a variety of cooldowns, and use Chaos Nova when you can. And if you get Twilight Devastation, use it. If you don't, you don't. But if you get lucky procs like I did just then, you might as well go for it and get the last crystal here as well, which is at the back of the barracks as well. And then you can basically go off to Thrall. So before we go off to Thrall, we have to hand these crystals in, because you don't get the things from the crystal until you actually hand it in. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch ourselves to, back to wherever. And you can see here all the tendrils. You can even see the world tree with the tendrils to it as well. We're going to get back to this area. So we've cleared everything previously, and we can go to the ethereal. If you saw this ethereal before, this is the guy we're going to talk to. So this ethereal here, we're going to find all 10 crystals. You can actually tell him that, oh, you're looking for more, and he's going to tell you you're an idiot, there isn't any more, there's only 10, and you get an extra 400, mementos from it as well. And mementos are quite important. So before we go in here, you want to check if your sanity is full. My sanity is indeed full, and you want to take on Thrall. So Thrall, what Thrall's got is 2 Void Bores that will cast Void Quills, and you need to stun them as quickly as you can. And you want to make Thrall face to the corners of the room. The main reason why you want to make him face the corners of the room is because of Defiled Ground. And you want to kill these guys as well. You want to make sure Defiled Ground is being aimed outwards so it doesn't pollute half the room. So if you don't know what Defiled Ground does, it leaves something on the ground permanently. And you want to make sure that it's not anywhere where you have to go, because if the room's covered in Defiled Ground, you're going to be losing a fuck ton of sanity per second, and you don't want that. Also, with Cries of the Void, I'm going to tell you now that it's very, very unlikely they break the Crown of the Void. The main reason for that is that Thrall, just as you can see here, good look at all my sanity loss, by the way, and this is why you can't get hit by Defiled Ground. Okay, not only did I lose like 60 sanity on the hit, I also lost a fuck ton of sanity as well. So Defiled Ground, you just have to move out right away. And you have to be on the lookout for it as well as a caster. And it is frustrating as a caster with Defiled Ground. And it can be frustrating as a melee as well, especially if you're in a channeled attack and you can't do anything about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the visions, the 5 mask vision. As I get a fucking gift just as I finish up. And pretty much what happens, this is a 5 mask. So pretty much you get basically a chest for every end boss you defeat. As you see here, I defeated Rexxar, helped out Garona, defeated Thrall. Thrall will give you a piece of gear as well if you're successful killing Thrall, and it will have corruption. And these guys will give you potential bonuses as well as mementos and echoes. So basically the mementos and echoes will go up depending on how many masks that you have. So I'll go through the 5 masks here. So basically every mask you put on, it gives the bosses 25% extra damage or 25% extra health. Also, to get the masks, the first mask, which is Mask of the Long Night, which reduces your max sanity by 50%, that is gotten by basically completing your first complete run by killing all the bosses, as you see there. The other 2 masks are gathered in Ogrima, and I believe that's I think it's the Mask of the Pain and Burn Bridge. And the Daredevil and Dark Imagination are gained in Stormwind. And that's by defeating both of the lost bosses, being Geyra here and Rexxar here. And in Stormwind, it is Mafia Shaw and Advisor Umbridge, or whatever the hell his name is. But he's he's the Void Elf guy. But anyways, we're going to get out of that quite quickly, and we're going to go to the Specialization tab. So when you first come into a vision, basically you have this already selected. But over time, you become like me and gather all these over time. So what you want to do first off is get this maxed out, and then get this right away, okay? Then you should be able to go into Clear Sight. You want to max Clear Sight as quickly as you can, and then go and hit Elite Examination when you do so. Now, at the main time, what you want to do is, you want to get this worked up as well. And if you're working with a team, you want to get that as well. But if you're not working as a team, if you're doing it solo, you want to max this, then max that, and get Gift. Gift is the one you want to get the quickest, because Gift is very, very good. And after that, you want to max, you want to get the Synchronizer, you want to get the Vision Hunter and stuff like that as well. But overall, what I recommend is trying to get Gift right away. Gift and Elite Extermination will allow you to progress further into the dungeon. So anyways, guys, after you get enough mementos, you can go to Rathian to purchase a few things. At the start of your mementos, you want to make sure you get all your talents done before getting any of these things. you can get a mount worth 100,000, and if you're a mount collector, you should definitely be aiming for this after getting all your sockets. So basically, you should get all your sockets in your gear. Once you got all your sockets in your best select gear, just go ham and get the mount. And that's gonna take, I'll tell you now, since most vision runs take about 24 minutes, that's gonna take obviously 24 minutes. That's gonna take a long time. You get 5k mementos per run max usually, so you can sell 5,000 times 20 equals 100,000. So it's going to take you about 20 runs. So you need about 200k essences to just get the mount, and the rest of it you can use for sockets anyway. So it's not terribly too hard. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today actually for running visions. Hope you guys enjoy my little guide. Hope you guys enjoyed my little tour as well. And I hope to see you guys next time. So see you guys later. Peace out. I'm Jose. I was your guide. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.